Hello, my name is Gabe.
For this problem, we're asked to sketch the graph of the inequalities representing the consumer and the producer surplus, and then find the consumer and producer surplus where the demand is P equals 50 minus 0.5x, and the supply is P equals 0.125x. So let's begin by finding the equilibrium point. Now we want to recall that the equilibrium point is the point where the demand is equal to the supply, and we can find this by substituting the expression for supply into the equation for demand. So doing so, we'll have 0.125x is equal to 50 minus 0.5x. From here, we can go ahead and solve for x. So let's add 0.5 to both sides of the equation. This gives us 0.625x is equal to 50. And here we can solve for x by dividing both sides of the equation by 0.625. And what we find is that x is equal to 80. Now to get the p-value for our equilibrium point, we'll want to substitute x equals 80 into either our demand equation or our supply equation. It doesn't matter which one we choose. So let's substitute x equals 80 into our demand equation. So here we have P is equal to 50 minus 0.5 times 80. 0.5 times 80 is 40. So P is equal to 50 minus 40, or 10. So our equilibrium point is the point 80, 10. So now let's come over to our Cartesian plane and let's plot our equilibrium point, the point 80, 10. So 80, 10 will be right about here. And we also want to consider a horizontal line passing through our equilibrium point. The next thing we would like to consider is our graphs for demand and supply. So let's go ahead and let's graph our demand curve, which is 50 minus 0.5x. So we'll start here, and we also go through this point. And this is the line of P equals 50 minus 0.5x. Next, we'll graph our supply line, which is P equals 0.125x. This line passes through the origin, as well as our point 80, 10. So as I said, this is our line P equals 0.125x. So now what we would like to note is that the area bounded by this horizontal line passing through our equilibrium point, the p-axis, and our supply curve, this area is our producer surplus, and the area bounded by the horizontal line passing through our equilibrium point, the p-axis, and our demand curve is the consumer surplus. Now for part B of this problem, we're asked to actually find the producer surplus and the consumer surplus. So let's begin by finding the consumer surplus. Remember, the consumer surplus is the area of this triangle. So in this case, it is 1/2 times the base of the triangle times the height of the triangle. So in this case, it's 1/2. The base of our triangle is 80. And the height of our triangle, well, it goes from 10 to 50. So our height is 40, which is $1,600. Next, we want to find our producer surplus. Which is the area of this triangle here. So again, the area is going to be 1/2 times the base, which in this case is 80, times the height, which is 10. So the producer surplus is $400. Thank you.